You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. The United Way of Greater New Bedford has lots of programs to help people in need, but it does need money to help pay for some of those programs. So each year around this time, the United Way sponsors a Clambake and Lobster Fest on Pier 3. It's a fundraiser, and they're asking for your help again this year. Here to tell us about the Clambake and all the stuff that goes with it, Victoria Grisella, Marketing and Community Relations Chief of the United Way. Great to see you again.
Good morning, Jim. Thanks for having me.
So the Clambake is right around the corner.
It is. It's actually the 25th annual Clambake, so it's a big year for us.
It's the 14th of June, is that right?
It is the 14th of June.
Tell us a little bit about the logistics in terms of when and where and how.
Yeah, so this is our biggest event of the year. It's really our only major fundraiser that helps, as Jim said, fund all our programming, whether it's our direct service through the Hunger Commission or through our Shannon SSRI programs, but also it helps us make those grants that we give out throughout the years through our mini grants program, our community impact, and our other grant cycles. So the Clambake is just really a fun night out. Come wear your jeans, your shorts. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful night. Right down on Pier 3 in New Bedford. So it's got a nice backdrop to it where you see all the fishing boats coming and going throughout the night. The event takes place from 5 to 10 p.m. From 5 to 6, there is a limited open bar where you can have free beer and wine, soda or water, depending on the age, of course, what you're able to have. And then the cash bar will open after that. But throughout the night, there are a bunch of things going on. The Clambake itself takes place at 7 o'clock. The meal itself is a traditional New England clambake. It comes down from Maine, and then we get lobsters locally through Liberty Lobster, so we're supporting our local economy here as well. It also has items in it such as corn. It's got the onions. It's got, of course, the clams and the lobster, but also we feature the Gaspar's linguiça, so another local flavor to it. And it's just a really great meal, but it's such a fun night out. We have an extensive silent auction that features something for everybody on it. But it's just really our way of raising some money to help fund these programs that we run throughout the year.
How can people get tickets? Of course, this is June 14th, this event.
It's coming
so how
up
can
quick.
People get tickets?
So tickets can be purchased by calling our office at 508-994-9625, or you can go right online to our website and order anytime at unitedwayofgnb.org/clambake.
All right. There'll be some entertainment that night as well.
Yes, we have two different bands playing, actually. So during the open bar hour, we have Isaac's Place, which is more of an acoustic set, just something to ease into the night. And then after that, we have Wired, who covers, the favorite tunes from the 70s and beyond. They're just a lot of fun. We've had them for a few years. They really know how to get the crowd going. They'll put in some Taylor Swift and some of the newer songs just to get the crowd up and dancing, which we certainly encourage all night. So great entertainment that night.
So this is June 14th. The tent opens at 5, if you will.
Yes.
And you can call the United Way office to get tickets. How important is this Clambake for the United Way?
It's pretty important. Like I said, it just really helps with all of the programs that we support throughout the year. It's our only, other than our campaign that we run, most people know us through our workplace campaigns and then just through general fundraising throughout the year. This is really the only time that we have an event like this that goes to support everything we do. We do the Power of the Purse in April, but that focuses specifically on early childhood education and development. So those help those programs, but this is really for everything that we do. So everything in the areas of health, education, financial stability, and basic needs. And so it's really important that we raise as much as we can through the Clambake to help, make those grants that we give out every year a little bit bigger, do a little bit more for the community, and really help the needs of the community as a whole.
And look, if you fall short, if there was no Clambake, the programs should go by the wayside.
Right, absolutely. And we don't want to see that happen. No. We want to continue doing what we're doing.
In terms of how many folks do you expect? Other years, how well have you done?
It depends on the weather every year, but we usually it could be anywhere from 500 to 700 people. We've had years where it's been really hot out, really nice out. We get a lot of requests last minute, which we try not have just because we do have to order the food from Maine. But we've had, over 700 people at some point. Last year it was about 550, which is fine too. We're happy to have whoever wants to come hang out with us. Like I said, it's a very casual night. just a nice night out with friends to socialize or with family to get together to support a good cause all in the end.
For those who don't know, give us an idea about some of the programs the United Way is involved in. Now, you ticked them off. Let's talk about them perhaps in a little more
of course.
informational way.
So most people know us through our Hunger Commission. It's our big box truck that drives around. You may see it, of course, when we do Operation Food Drop during the November season for Thanksgiving. But every day it's out there delivering food. So we have a big partnership with the Dartmouth YMCA Sharing the Harvest Farm, which grows fresh produce, about 62,000 pounds of food a year. All that produce is donated to United Way's Hunger Commission. Then it's delivered out to about 20 different pantries that we serve throughout the year. So just to give people that extra little bit of produce. Produce is very expensive. So when it comes down to choosing between that and, just more of something that's cheaper, that maybe not as good for you, people tend to not choose the produce just because it is so much more expensive. So this allows us to get it into their hands. During the summer, our mobile market also operates, which is part of the Hunger Commission, which will be kicking off, I believe it's July 9th is the first day of it. We'll talk more about it as it gets a little closer, of course, but that goes right into the neighborhoods in New Bedford. We have 2 locations in New Bedford and 1 in Wareham where we go right into the neighborhood. So those folks who are working and need some help that can't make it to a food pantry can go right to our mobile market and access that fresh produce that's coming. So our Hunger Commission is busy all year round. We might get calls from Sid Wainer or Stop and Shop and say they have an excess of something. We'll pick it up and deliver it out for them. So they just make that one quick call and then we take care of it for them. So that's our Hunger Commission. We do a lot of granting. So our big grant cycles are the Community Impact Grants, the Mini Grants Program, and then the Summer Fund. So Summer Fund helps get kids who may not be able to afford it otherwise, get them into camp, or we give some kids some opportunities to try out some different youth employment positions. So they're working with other nonprofits. It helps nonprofits grow their capacity, but also gives these youth employees some great experience, basic office skills that are so important for them to later in life when they're looking for a job. Our community impact grants fund in the areas of health, education, and financial stability. We are working on deciding on those grants right now. Our Citizens Review Committee, volunteers throughout the committee, they're the ones that make those decisions on the grants. We don't make those decisions. That's what's great about United Way is we're not making the final decision. The community is making the final decision of what's important to them. So those are underway, and we have a lot going on.
We sure do. You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips, and joining me this morning is Victoria Grisella, the marketing and community relations person for the United Way of Greater New Bedford. We're here to talk about the United Way for sure, but also their Clambake and Lobster Fest coming up June 14th on Pier 3 in New Bedford. It's a Friday evening. The tent opens up at 5. The event lasts till 10. Mm-hmm. It includes music, dancing, and wonderful food, wonderful seafood. And again, for tickets, call the office. Give us that number
So the
again.
phone number is 508-994-9625, or you can also purchase them online at unitedwayofgnb.org/clambake.
All right. Does some money go to the Family Support Center as well? Are we still up with that?
So our Family Resource and Development Center operates 5 days a week, twice a month. It's also open on Saturdays. It helps families who, just need somewhere to go to get support, maybe parenting classes. We have a lot of those. We have father support groups. But it's also open during the week. So if, you need somewhere to go to search for a home or, a new apartment, or you're looking for a job, you can come use those computers. So anybody who has a child 18 or under is able to come use that at any point in time. It's a great resource. We have a lot of families that come in every single day, and we're happy to support them. And if they need it, they're also welcome to sit with a family support worker to talk about other things they may need that we can connect them with.
All right. I know there's probably more programs.
There's so much.
About, but let's just talk about how can people in general help the United Way? Obviously, if you buy a ticket to the Clambake, mm-hmm. you are helping the United Way. But there are other ways as well.
Right. So we always say you can either give, advocate, or volunteer. So obviously making a donation or coming to an event, of course, supports our programming and our work. You can advocate on behalf of us. So if you're already a supporter, well, first of all, thank you for that. But also, letting people know what we're doing, talking about us on shows like Townsquare Sunday or out in the community and say, yeah, United Way is doing this mobile market, and just letting people know what we're doing to get our name out there further. But of course, volunteering is so huge. We encourage that every day, whether you volunteer with us or another organization in the community. We do operate Volunteer South Coast, which is an online database where you can go and search through hundreds of opportunities on the South Coast from Fall River to Plymouth County and find something that's right for you. So those are really the ways that you can get involved. And some of it's so easy to do.
You mentioned the neighborhood mobile food program starting next month.
Yes.
So is that an offshoot of something else? Did you guys decide to
it's something
get
that
it
we
going? Do you have a vehicle? How did it work?
We did. So we actually heard a couple other United Ways across the country were doing something similarly, and we just thought, well, this makes total sense. Let's try it out. So we have the Hunger Commission truck already, but what we do is we really use the Hunger Commission truck more as that billboard to let people know we're in their neighborhood. We set up tables with the bins that come from the farm with, they're divided between, let's say, cucumbers, peppers, lettuce, whatever it may be the season for.
And this is from the community farm in Dartmouth.
This comes from Sharing the Harvest, yes. Yeah. We'll set it up. There's a quick application form you have to fill out the first night you're there, just so we have some information on you. And that way we can see how many times you're utilizing the market through the summer, so then we can report back to our funders, of course, on it. And you just come, and it's like a regular farmer's market where you can say, nope, I don't want kale, but yes, I want more squash. So you can kind of pick and choose. And then depending, of course, on your family size, you may need more of something or less of something. And it's just really, a great way for us to get right in the community and help those folks that we're trying to help every day, but just on a different level.
Mm-hmm. And sounds like so you're starting with 2 neighborhoods. This is your first year with this?
This is not. This is actually our 5th year.
5th year.
Yeah.
And
so this is the first time we're in Wareham, though.
Okay.
This is the first time we've expanded out there. So Mobile Market's been sponsored the past few years by Bank 5. Their employees are wonderful. They'll come volunteer, but we also get a lot of other people out to volunteer as well. But it's in the north end and the south end on Tuesday and Thursday one week, and then the following week it's in Wareham, and then it continues that way. In the north end, it's at the Bank 5 on Acushnet Avenue. In the south end, it's on County Streets Bank 5, so right in their parking lots. Some weeks we're also bringing in the South Coast Health van, so that way if you wanted to get a screening, you could do that while you're there. We're really a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We've got a few minutes. We got to sell the Clambake now.
Yes, of course.
We've said of a lot of important things here, but Victoria, now we have to
But we really
sell the
can't
Clambake.
do any of this work that we do. Whether it's our Hunger Commission, the Mobile Market, the Family Center, all our granting, we can't do that without money that comes in through things like the Clambake. So we really would love people to come out, support us through the Clambake. It's really just such a fun night out. Like I said, wonderful food, local New England food, cooked right on the pier. You can even come watch it if that's interesting to you. But there will be a bar, of course. We have this really great silent auction that has everything from sports memorabilia to getaways to tickets to local things like the Zyterians Folk Fest. There's just so much on there. So we really hope you'll join us on Friday, June 14th from 5 to 10 for the Clambake. And again, you can get tickets on our website or by calling the office. We also encourage you, of course, to check out our Facebook page. There's tons of pictures from last year, so you can get a feel for what it's like. But it's just a really fun, casual evening out.
Mm-hmm. And the folks who go to the Clambake, who are they?
Oh, it's all over. I mean, so it's sponsored mainly by Webster Bank, but we have a lot of sponsors, a lot of local companies that come out. Some of our companies use it as an employee recognition or to bring their clients out for a night. But we get a lot of families that come out together and just to enjoy it. It's something that they've been doing for years. And maybe they're even going to eat at the Black Whale and they see it happening and they've strolled over. So then the following year they're like, oh, I need to be at that weekend. So they watch for it. So we get really just a big mix of people. People come from all over the state to come. We have people I know from Worcester that lived in this area at one point and now come back each year because they've enjoyed it so much. So we attract people far and wide.
Well, that's great. That is wonderful. And again, it's June 14th. It's a Friday evening on Pier 3, the United Way of Greater New Bedford's Clambake and Lobster Fest. It's a terrific event, hopefully, good weather, and that'll make it just a perfect night. There is a tent, so don't be alarmed.
We've had rain before, and really, you never even notice it. It's you're under the big tent. You're not going to get it wet anyway. One year, it was even the playoff games for the Bruins, so we projected it on the side of the building, so that way people didn't even miss that. So we try and keep our eye on things that are going on too, to make sure people are still getting to see what they want to see.
All right, and again, to get tickets, one more time, call the office of the United Way.
Yes.
That number?
508-994-9625.
And you can still order online.
Yes, at unitedwayofgnb.org/clambake.
All right. My guest has been Victoria Gracella. She is the Marketing and Community Relations Person for the United Way of Greater New Bedford. Victoria, always a pleasure to see you.
Yes, Jim. Thanks for having me. I love coming in.
All right, great. Stay with us. Townsquare Sunday back in just one moment.